I'm very honored to be fighting for the UFC, and I'm very excited to be fighting Vanderlei. Either Vitor or Vanderlei would have made a difference. I would have been just as excited for either one of them.
Hey Dan, over here.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Mark Emmons from Mercury News. Can you talk a little bit about how you put together this matchup after Kane?
Which one?
Both of them. After Kane went to the Fox, just the thought process of getting this matchup together.
Yeah, well, you know, we had been in negotiations with Henderson anyway. Shogun won that fight down in Brazil, and you know, a fight between two legends that have never fought each other, which is crazy. Both being in the same weight division, both having fought in Pride. It was the fight that made sense.
How important was it to get Kung?
Well, Kung Lee and I have been talking for a long time, you know, about fighting. He wanted to take some time off. He was filming a couple of movies, and you know, I had wanted him in the UFC for a while, and seriously, it just happened. He called, and we ended up doing the deal. Yeah, it just worked out that way. Obviously, he was supposed to fight Vitor Belfort. Vitor got hurt, and Vanderlei still wants to continue fighting, wants to stay in the UFC. So we're giving him this opportunity against Kung Lee.
Dan, back here.
Yep, hey.
Eric Fontanez, MMAweekly.com. How excited are you, if you could tell us, for having Dan back in the UFC for a third time?
Yeah, you know, Dan and I, Dan and I get along just fine. We butt heads here and there, but we get along great. I respect him as a fighter. He's a durable, tough guy who's been out there, you know, beating the best in the world, and you know, I can't hate him for knocking Fedor out either. So. I'm happy to have him back.
Good, and Dan, if you can just share with us your excitement or how good you feel being back in the UFC.
You know, I guess it's a little bit ironic that, you know, every time I win a title somewhere, Dana has to buy the company to get me back. You know, so I'm excited, and you know, the best matchups for me, you know, are here in the UFC worldwide, and just to get competition against the top guys in the sport. I mean, you know, Strikeforce has a number of guys that are tough. I felt like I fought, you know, some of the tougher guys over there, and you know, my last one with Fedor. You know, beyond that, you know, I wasn't excited about anybody coming up that I might be fighting other than the guys that were going to be in the UFC. So, you know, it was good timing, I guess, that it came of and swooped up Strikeforce again. So, I'm excited.
And you talk about the best fights. Are they only in middleweight, or are you considering doing the double duty with the 205 and the 185 in the UFC?
You know, I prefer to fight light heavyweight, and you know, it's just I'm not fond of cutting weight anymore. But there's only one fight that I'd probably fight at 185, and he won't fight right now, I guess.
And who was that?
That's Anderson.
Dana, was that a serious consideration for Dan's return fight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, a rematch with Anderson and Henderson would be an interesting fight. So we'll see what happens. Got to be Shogun first, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Can you talk a little bit about getting back in the cage and getting away from acting, I guess, for a little while?
Well, I actually learned my lesson the first time when I came back against Scott Smith. I wasn't very busy training. When I was on the movie set, I was just more focused on getting into character. But the second time around, after I beat Scott Smith and I was doing some film work, I made sure I trained every day, and I stayed in shape. And when I came back, you know, to the States, I got right back in the gym the following week. So I've been training since February. So I'll be ready to go here.
All right, Vanderlei. After your last fight, a lot of people talked about if you were at the end of your road and if you were truly going to retire or continue fighting. What motivated you to come back and take this fight against a competitor like Kung Lee?
I love fight, no? I don't know. I love the sport. I grew up inside the ring, inside the octagon, and I'm gonna fight in how long I can.
And one for Kung Lee finally. how much does it mean to you to finally fight in the UFC and to do so in front of the home crowd in San Jose?
It really means a lot. I've fought on many platforms, different styles, but being a UFC fighter now and being the co-main event definitely is a dream come true. Just earlier this morning, I was looking at the picture where I was in the refugee camp, and now being the co-main event in UFC, it's like, you know, it's a dream come true. So I'm very excited, and I'm gonna be ready to rock and roll and give the fans what they want to see.
Yeah.
This is for Vanderlei. Vanderlei, I mean, when you come into this fight, do you feel that your back is pretty much against the wall based on, you know, what's happened in your recent fights and what Dana said? Your back. Do you feel like your back is against the wall, and how does the pressure affect you?
Yes, some guys fighting better in that position. I think I am one of that guys.
Dana, will Koscheck fight on this card?
Huh? Koscheck. Fans were asking me that earlier. I don't know. We'll see if he wants to fight Fitch. And they can both fight in San Jose.
Dana, have you talked to both of them about that fight? Are they both interested in competing in San Jose against each other?
Koscheck told me that he wants to fight in San Jose. I haven't heard from Fitch, though. Go ahead, give it to some fans.
Hi Dana.
How you doing?
Earlier, good, thank you. You said that Kung had called you about getting back into the UFC. Kung, was that specifically because the fight was in San Jose? Is that why you made the call?
No. I just wanted to fight in the UFC, whether it's in San Jose or somewhere else. But being in San Jose makes it even more exciting, and that's what I wanted after I found out that, you know, UFC is coming to San Jose.
My question is for Shogun. Shogun, have you considered dropping down to 185 and making a run for the title there as well?
Não, nunca pensei, acho que eu não conseguiria. Acho que meu peso normal é 104, 105 quilos. E nunca pensei, acho que é uma coisa que nunca pensei e não vejo assim, eu nessa categoria.
No, I never really thought of that. I never really considered that chance because my natural weight, it's around 225, 230. So it would be too hard to drop, and I never really gave any serious thought into that. I don't think I would be able to.
Good questions.
Hi Dana, my name is Jason. I'm from Sacramento.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, congrats on finally landing San Jose.
Thank you.
Got a question to see you guys make it back to second time.
Sacramento?
Yeah.
They're going to have to come down here for this one.
That's right.
I don't know, but yeah, Sacramento's a great town. We always kill it up there. You know, and Uriah Faber's on this card too, so I think there'll be a lot of people from Sac coming down, but we'll see. It's a great place. We love doing fights up there.
Hey Dana.
Wherever it is from here. Hey buddy.
Hey, this is China. Just want to give a shout out to Mel Cotton Sporting Goods and SSRD. But I just wanted to see, and the San Jose Sharks. Just wanted to see, love you, Lindsey Harrison. Just wanted to see how you liking our city so far.
I just got here. I just landed and drove straight here. It's awesome.
You gotta go check out the firehouse. It's right down the street here.
Man, you're getting paid today, huh?
Hey Kung, how's it going? My name is Roger from Stockton, and I'm repping 209. My question is for Kung Lee. You and Vanderlei Silva are two of the most dangerous and exciting stand-up fighters in MMA, and I think in MMA history. And this fight could easily be fight of the night or knockout of the night, and you know I'm looking forward to it. But my question for you is, how are you preparing? How are you preparing for the brawling style of Vanderlei Silva? What kind of training partners are you bringing in? And also, how are you going to prepare for him being a black belt in jiu-jitsu as well?
That's a secret.
Good questions today, though. The fans are killing the media.
Hey Dan, Marcus, how's it going, bro?
How you doing?
Not bad. Question for Dan. Dan, you said Silva didn't want to fight you for some reason. You know maybe why that reason might be?
I think he said he saw it. I have no idea. You know.
I think we both know.
Yeah, that's everybody can speculate, and I'd be one of those same people. But you know, that's the fight that we originally talked about. But evidently, he hurt himself.
Yeah, he was hurt in that fight. He hurt his shoulder. and he's got bursitis or something, and the doctor had him lay off for 8 weeks.
He gets better then.
Yeah, hey, listen, Anderson Silva's fought everybody, you know what I mean? It's not like he's ducking fights. He's never ducked a fight, and when he's ready, and if this thing goes right, and if Dan wants to cut that weight, then we can talk about Anderson Silva. That's going to be a while. He's got a lot of people to beat in that division. Yep.
Hi, Dan.
How you doing?
My name's Gabe, Bridge MMA. This question's for Hendo, Shogun, and Vandal, actually. The UFC is going back to Japan in February, and how would you guys feel about fighting there?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to go back and fight in Japan. You know, it's a place that I fought many years and enjoyed the fans over there, and you know, it'd be kind of fun to get back over there for a fight.
I think it's a great opportunity for MMA in Japan, for MMA come one big event back to Japan, and so I've been good in that fight, and I hope I want to fight in that show.
I don't know. My focus now for the Henderson for 19 November. I don't know.
It's for Shogun. Hey Shogun. Did you obviously seen the Jones fight this weekend, and what did you think of the fight, and how many fights do you think you need to win before you get another shot at the title?
Obviamente você deve ter visto a luta do John Jones esse fim de semana. O que você achou da luta e quantas lutas você acha que você precisa vencer para poder lutar com o John Jones de novo?
Eu vi a luta, eu achei que o Jones ele conseguiu controlar bem a luta, e eu não penso no cinturão, eu penso em vencer minha próxima luta, vai ser uma batalha. Estou focado na minha próxima luta, não na próxima coisa essa. Então meu foco é a próxima luta.
Yes, I saw the fight. I thought that Jones could pretty much control the fight, fought very well. But right now I'm focused on my next fight, which is going to be a battle. And I won't focus on anything after that or the fight after that. I'm just concerned about my next fight and focusing on my next fight.
Another good question, though. We'll do one more with the fans. Who else has got a question? All right, we'll do one on this side and one on this side.
For Kunli, I was wondering if you were planning to do any more movies or just stay full time in the UFC. I'd like to see you stay here in the UFC.
I am focused on this fight, so right now it's all about being an MMA fighter. So.
Yeah! Woo! Keep fighting going!
What's up, Dana?
What's up?
Indy Montoya, Hayward, future prospect. I was just wondering, when are we going to see Dana White in the UFC and fighting? Come on, man.
Trust me, you don't want to see that, brother. I'm old and done, man. I can't get on a treadmill, let alone fight. Don't get him going, please.
Hey, Shogun, how do you feel about Rampage calling you out? O que você achou do Rampage desafiando?
Achei legal. Acho que o Rampage é um cara que eu gosto muito dele como pessoa também. Só que eu sei que uma hora ou outra essa vai acontecer de novo. Então, eu não sei quando vai acontecer. É um cara que eu respeito muito ele, mas eu sei que essa vai acontecer em breve.
The question was, how do you feel about Rampage calling you out in Japan?
Yeah, and he said, yes, I thought it was pretty cool. Rampage is actually a guy that I like a lot as a person, his personality. And I think this fight is bound to happen sooner or later, down the road at some point. I don't know when, but eventually it will happen, so we'll see.
Cool. Another great question. Thank you, guys. Media. Oh, yeah. It's terrible, you guys. All right. Thank you guys very much. Well, I'm going to pull this out of here. We'll square these guys off for photo ops.